Have you ever wondered if something as personal and private as your intimate habits could be quietly affecting your health in ways you never imagined? Maybe you've noticed changes in your body. Perhaps your energy isn't what it used to be, or you're finding it harder to maintain the confidence you once had in the bedroom. If you're over 60, these shifts can feel unsettling. But here's the truth. You're not alone. And there's so much you can do to reclaim your vitality. Today, we're diving into a topic that's rarely discussed, but incredibly important: how certain masturbation habits after 60 might be weakening your erection, and what you can do to turn things around. Now, I know this might feel like a sensitive subject. It's not something you'd casually chat about over coffee with friends. But here's why this matters. Your sexual health is a vital part of your overall well-being, and it's deeply connected to your confidence, your relationships, and even your sense of self. As a urologist who's worked with countless men over 60, I've seen how small, often overlooked habits can make a big difference, sometimes in ways that surprise even the most health-conscious among us. In this video, I'm going to share 5 hidden masturbation habits that could be silently undermining your erection strength. And more importantly, I'll give you practical, straightforward steps to address them so you can feel strong, vibrant, and in control again. Before we get started, let me promise you this: there's no judgment here. This isn't about pointing fingers or making you feel embarrassed. Instead, think of this as a warm conversation with a trusted friend who's here to help you navigate this chapter of life with confidence. Whether you're watching this because you've noticed changes in your performance, or you're just curious about staying healthy as you age, you're in the right place. We'll explore these habits together, backed by science and real-world experience, and I'll show you how a few simple tweaks can help you protect your erection strength and boost your overall vitality. So, let's get started with the first habit, one that's so common you might not even realize it's holding you back. The first habit we need to talk about is overdoing it, masturbating too frequently without giving your body enough time to recover. Now, don't get me wrong, masturbation is a normal, healthy part of life, and for many men, it's a way to stay connected to their sexual energy. But as we age, our bodies need a little more TLC. After 60, your testosterone levels naturally decline. And your pelvic muscles, the ones that power your erections, aren't as resilient as they were in your 30s. If you're masturbating multiple times a day or even daily without breaks, you might be putting unnecessary strain on those muscles and depleting your body's natural resources. Think of it like this. Imagine your body is a car you've been driving for decades. It's still a great car, but it needs regular maintenance to keep running smoothly. If you're flooring the gas pedal every day without ever stopping to check the oil or let the engine cool, you're going to wear it out faster. The same goes for your sexual health. Over-frequent masturbation can lead to something called pelvic floor fatigue, where those critical muscles get overworked, making it harder to achieve or maintain a strong erection. I had a patient, John, a 64-year-old retiree, who came to me frustrated because his erections weren't as reliable as they used to be. After we talked, he realized he'd been masturbating almost daily, thinking it was keeping him in shape. But by cutting back to once or twice a week and adding some simple pelvic floor exercises, which I'll share in a moment, he noticed a real difference in just a few weeks. So what can you do about this? First, give your body a break. Aim for moderation, maybe once or twice a week, depending on how you feel. Listen to your body. If you're feeling tired or noticing weaker erections, it might be a sign to ease up. Second, try strengthening your pelvic floor muscles with Kegel exercises. These are simple and discreet. You can do them anywhere, Just contract the muscles you'd use to stop urinating. Hold for 5 seconds, then release. Do 3 sets of 10 reps a day. It's like taking your pelvic muscles to the gym, and studies show Kegels can improve erection strength by up to 40% in men over 60. This small change can make a big impact, and it's a great way to start rebuilding your confidence. Now that we've talked about giving your body a break and strengthening those pelvic muscles, let's move on to the second habit that could be quietly affecting your erection strength: using too much force or an overly tight grip during masturbation. This one might surprise you because it seems harmless, but over time, it can desensitize the nerves in your penis and make it harder to achieve a strong erection. As we age, the sensitivity of our nerves naturally decreases a bit, and if you're using a grip that's too aggressive, you're essentially training your body to need more stimulation to respond. It's like turning up the volume on your favorite song so loud that you can't enjoy it at a normal level anymore. I saw this firsthand with a patient named Robert, a 62-year-old grandfather who loved staying active. He came to me worried because he was struggling to maintain erections during intimacy with his wife, even though he felt healthy otherwise. After some discussion, he admitted he'd been using a very firm grip during masturbation for years, thinking it was just his preference. What he didn't realize was that this habit was reducing his penile sensitivity, making it harder for his body to respond to gentler, natural stimulation. The good news? By making a simple change, he was able to reverse some of that desensitization and regain confidence in the bedroom. So what can you do to avoid this trap? First, try to lighten your grip. Use a gentler touch, more like a caress than a squeeze, and see how your body responds. It might feel different at first, but give it a few weeks. Your nerves will start to adjust. You can also experiment with using a lubricant to reduce friction, which helps protect those sensitive nerves and mimics natural intimacy more closely. A water-based lubricant is a great choice. Just a small amount can make a big difference. Studies show that men who switch to a lighter grip and use lubrication can improve penile sensitivity by up to 30% over a few months. This small tweak can help you stay responsive and make intimacy feel more satisfying, whether you're with a partner or on your own. Let's flow into the third habit now, one that's easy to overlook: neglecting your overall cardiovascular health. You might be wondering what your heart has to do with masturbation, but hear me out. Your erections depend on healthy blood flow, and masturbation habits that ignore this can put you at a disadvantage. If you're sedentary, eating a diet high in processed foods, or not paying attention to your heart health, your blood vessels can become less efficient at delivering the blood needed for a strong erection. Masturbation itself isn't the problem here, but if you're not balancing it with habits that support your circulation, you're missing a key piece of the puzzle. Think of your blood vessels like highways that carry energy to every part of your body, including your pelvic area. If those highways are clogged or narrow, the traffic, your blood flow, gets stuck and your erections suffer. I had a patient, Mike, a 66-year-old retired teacher, who noticed his erections were weaker and assumed it was just age. But he was also skipping exercise and indulging in fast food more than he realized. When he started adding a 20-minute walk to his daily routine and swapped some of his snacks for fruits and nuts, he was amazed at how much stronger he felt overall, including in the bedroom. Masturbation became more satisfying too, because his body was better equipped to respond. Here's how you can take action. Start with something simple, like a daily walk for 20 to 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be intense, just get your heart pumping. Pair that with heart-healthy foods. Think leafy greens, berries, and fish like salmon, which are packed with nutrients that support blood flow. If you smoke, cutting back or quitting is one of the best things you can do. Smoking damages blood vessels and can reduce erection quality by up to 50%. According to research, these changes don't just help your erections, they boost your energy, mood, and confidence, making every part of your life feel a little brighter. Once you've started focusing on a gentler grip and boosting your heart health, the fourth habit to watch out for is relying too heavily on pornography or intense visual stimulation during masturbation. Now, this is a delicate topic, and I'm not here to judge anyone's choices. Pornography is widely accessible, and many people use it. But here's the catch. Over time, excessive reliance on it can rewire your brain's arousal patterns, making it harder to get or stay aroused without that same level of intense stimulation. For men over 60, this can be especially challenging because your brain's reward system isn't as flexible as it was in your younger years, and your erections rely more on natural, emotional, or physical cues. Think of it like eating dessert every night. If you're always reaching for the richest, sweetest cake, a simple piece of fruit might start to feel bland, even if it's good for you. The same thing can happen with arousal. I had a patient, Tom, a 65-year-old widower, who came to me because he was struggling with erections during new relationships. He admitted he'd been using pornography regularly for years, and without it, he found it hard to get aroused. By gradually reducing his reliance on it, he rediscovered his ability to connect with more natural forms of stimulation, and it made a huge difference in his confidence. The science backs this up. Studies show that cutting back on pornography can improve erectile function in as little as 6 to 8 weeks for many men. So how can you address this? Start by scaling back slowly. Maybe try masturbating without pornography once or twice a week, focusing on your body's sensations or even your imagination. You can also explore other ways to spark arousal, like reading an erotic story or focusing on intimate memories. If you're in a relationship, try sharing a quiet, romantic moment with your partner to rebuild that emotional connection. It's about retraining your brain to respond to subtler, more personal cues. Be patient with yourself. This change takes time, but it's like rediscovering a part of yourself you thought was gone, and it can make intimacy feel richer and more rewarding. Now, let's move to the fifth and final habit, ignoring stress and mental health. You might not think stress has much to do with masturbation or erections, but it's a major player. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that can lower testosterone and constrict blood vessels, both of which weaken erections. If you're masturbating as a way to cope with stress, almost like a reflex, it might provide temporary relief, but it can create a cycle where you're not addressing the root cause, and your sexual health pays the price. After 60, life can bring new stressors, retirement, health concerns, or family changes, and they can quietly chip away at your vitality if you don't manage them. I remember a patient, David, a 63-year-old former mechanic, who was dealing with anxiety after retiring. He was masturbating more often to unwind, but his erections were getting weaker and he felt frustrated. When he started practicing simple stress relief techniques like deep breathing and short meditation sessions, he noticed his mood lifted and his erections improved. Research shows that managing stress can boost testosterone levels by up to 20% in some cases, which directly supports erection strength. To take action, try setting aside 10 minutes a day for a mindfulness practice. Deep breathing or a guided meditation app works wonders. Talking to a trusted friend or even a counselor can also help lighten the load. By tackling stress, you're not just helping your erections, you're giving your whole self a chance to thrive. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to see real changes. These 5 habits, overdoing frequency, using a tight grip, neglecting heart health, over-relying on pornography, and ignoring stress are things you can address with small, manageable steps. Start with 1 or 2 that feel doable, like practicing Kegels or taking a daily walk, and build from there. You're not chasing perfection. You're building a stronger, more confident version of yourself, one day at a time. Aging is just a number, and with these simple tweaks, you can feel vibrant, connected, and full of life, no matter what the calendar says. If this video spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe share one change you're thinking about trying. It could inspire someone else watching. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more practical tips to stay healthy and joyful every day. Here's to thriving in this chapter of life. You've got this.